Hello everyone and welcome back to Rise Projects. And in today's lesson, we're going to be learning about styling and, well, changing the color and editing our website. So just to recap the last video, in the last video we learned about the basic fundamentals of HTML and how to program and start building our website. So now what we're going to be learning is we're going to be learning to edit the website. So there are two main ways that we can edit the website and make it have special features like background colors and all these different things. And these methods are HTML and CSS. Both can be used in VS Code like we learned in the last video, but one is more complicated than the other, and the more complicated one is CSS. So we're gonna not be using CSS in this video, but we will touch upon CSS and learn more about it in the later videos. So we are going to be going into HTML again using the same HTML programming language to style our website. Now, take into consideration that by styling your website in HTML, it doesn't have all of the same features as CSS does, where CSS is more customizable and has more features for you to use, but HTML is much more simpler to learn and understand. And we already touched upon it, and it's what our basic website is going to be built on. So for now, we're going to be, well, going with HTML in this video. Okay, everyone, so I am now in VS Code. If you don't know how to get into VS Code or you haven't learned about it in the past, I do have a video. It was the first video of this series, so please refer to that and watch that video first. But now we're going to be getting into styling in VS Code using HTML. So in the last video, we built up our basic website. So we're going to use these same factors because I have a blank canvas, as you could say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the exclamation mark, like we learned, and enter. And then as you can see, all this code is now going to show up for us to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to title our document. So I'm just going to title this document Web Dev Lesson 2. And like usual, we're going to go back into File Explorer so that we can go into Documents. And we're going to be going to, let's see, Web Dev Course, which is the name of my folder. If you don't know how to make a folder, we touched upon that in the last video. So we're going to double click that, and then you're going to have the Chrome tab. So we're going to click on that, and it's going to open up our blank Chrome canvas like we talked about. So going back to our website, as we learned, this is the body. So we're going to be adding to our bodies. We're going to be adding a, let's say, H1 header. So like an introduction to our website. So we'll say, welcome, sorry about that, welcome to this brand new website. Exclamation mark. So this is just some basic writing like we talked about. This is the header. So it's going to be basically the title of our website. So we're going to go back into the Chrome tab. We're going to refresh, and as you can see, it says over here, welcome to this brand new website, which is where we added our code. Now, in order to, well, edit this and change its color, you actually cannot just change it in here. Like, you can't just say new color, can't just say new color brown. Like, that does not work, so that's not going to be working. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to delete all that. We're going to be going above the body because we don't want the website to display our code. So we're going to go above the body. We're going to go on the end of the title. We're going to click enter, and we're going to be adding some new code. What it's going to be is it's going to be the tag style. Enter. And as you can see, we get the two divs. I would suggest entering in this inside so that you get a bit more space inside to code. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be styling the H1. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually name the H1, because what the styling tag needs to know is what do you want to style, because I can't just say style and then brown, because it doesn't know what to make brown or what to change the color of. So we need to give it that information. So by doing that, we go inside the style, we're going to go H1. And everything turns yellow because you're referencing the H1 tag here. And now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, where a lot of people mess up, including myself sometimes. but you need to have the curly brackets. Otherwise, it does not work. So it's H1 curly brackets. But let's say if we didn't have an H1 tag, and let's say it was a P tag, stands for paragraph, it would still work because it's anything that you're naming inside of the body. So now that we have the H1 tag, we can change it. And anything that you want to change about the H1 tag, all you have to do is just add it into the curly brackets. So what we're going to do is we're going to go background color. And as you can see, this one shows up over here. And then once you type in background color, there's all of these different, let's say, elements. Actually, you know what? Background color is not a very good example. I'm going to make a better example. Let's go text color. Okay, so it's just going to be color. So for text color, it's just going to be color. So we're going to want to be changing the text for this writing over here. So we're going to go into color. Now that we have the color tag, you're going to click on the color, and all these different options are going to show up. So what we're going to want to do is you can scroll down, choose any of these colors that you want, or you can write it. So let's say I wanted to change the color of my website to red. Well, the text, the H1 text, to red. So I'm going to just type in red. And as you can see, the red shows up. I'm just going to click it, and that's it. The website should change color to red. As you can see, the writing is now red. So that is the basics of the styling tool in VS Code. So now what we're going to want to do is I'm going to spice this up a little bit. I'm going to actually let's say I want to change the background of this website. So we're going to learn how to change the background of the website. We're going to go into here, and it's going to be body, because you're referencing the body, because the background, the entire website, does not have a tag that we added, because we want all of the white space to be covered, and the white space is the body. Okay, and we're just adding H1s into the body. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to reference the body, curly brackets, and we're going to say background color, and then we're going to, let's say, change it to dark gray. Just like that. Now if you refresh, as you can see, our background color is now dark gray. Now let's say I wanted to center my H1 tag, because it's kind of off to the side, and if it's a welcome sign, I would really want it to be centered towards the middle, for instance. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go down, or it doesn't really matter the order, but I'm just going to go down from there, reference H1 again, and you're going to just go with margin. Margin is basically the margin between the invisible box surrounding the H1 and the actual website borders. So what we're going to want to do is, since the welcome to the website, brand new website, is on the left side, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to bring it more to the left. So to change that, we're going to want to increase the left side margin by a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to go H1 margin, and we're going to go left. And to increase the pixels from the left, we're just going to go, let's just test. So we're going to go 30 pixels is px. So 30 px. If you go back to our website, as you can see, it kind of jumped a little bit, but it's not enough. So we're going to actually increase this to 500 pixels. So now if you go back to our website and refresh, as you can see, it's starting to get more centered. So you can mess around with this a little bit. 550 maybe. Refresh, not there yet. 650. Refresh. And there. Now the website title is pretty much centered within the page. So that is basically how you use the margin tool. And you can also use the margin tool for bringing it down more, bringing it up more, any kind of editing in that sort. Okay, so now we're going to be learning how to change the border colors. So right now I made some changes, but if I refresh, okay, so we're back to the basics. Now I'm going to teach you how to add some borders. So we're going to go the h1 tag, just to reference, curly brackets, and we're going to go border tag. The border tag is, as you can guess, referencing the border. So we can change the radius, the color, the top, left, width, right, style. So what we're going to go for now is we're going to go border color. We're going to change the color to anything that you like. So I'm just going to go white. And then that's going to change the border color to white. But let's say we also want to change the border style. So we're going to H1, border, and then we can go to style. And we have all these different styles here. Initial, groove, double, dotted. So we're going to go on with dashed, just to try and see how it looks. So if you refresh, as you can see, we have a dashed white background. And as you can see, the border around it is going off to the side over here. And if we wanted to make it look more centered, as you guys can guess, we would probably want to use the margin tool again. So we're going to go back into H1, reference it, go here, we're going to go margin, and this time the right side, we're going to increase that to, let's say, 650. Oh, sorry. So that's a very common mistake that I made also. 650 will not work. It's 650 pixels. Very easy mistake to make. As you can see, it brings it in a lot more. So that makes our title a lot more centered within our page. In the last video, we learned how to add images. So you can also use the margin tools with images, background color, all these different types of things. Okay, so now that we learned how to use a bunch of different styling tools with the H1, now we're going to be learning how to change the border radius. Because as you can see, it's basically just a big block. And to make the website look a little bit more nice, we're going to want to curve those edges. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go down one, reference H1 again, go here, and we're going to go border radius. And the border radius changes the circumference, or well, the edges of our text border. So what we're going to do is the higher the px, the more round it's going to be. So let's just start off with 10 pixels. And then as you can see, when I go back to the website and I refresh, it gets a lot more rounded around the edges. Let's try that with now 100 pixels. And as you can see, it's completely curved around the edges now. So I'm just going to leave that like that for now, just as a test. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And after using these styling tools, you can go back into the last video and you can apply them to the items that we learned how to add, and you can create basically your own website at this point. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and hope you have a great day.